Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome in to How to Get Creative Studios. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hello, Lori and Mina. Good to see you. Cheers. Cheers. Having a little Americano today. Hi, Gina. Hi, Ann. Hi, Tink. Hi, Gail. Good to see you guys. Come on in. There's plenty of room. I got the studio kind of cleared out. May not be spotless, but it's kind of cleared out. So there's enough places for everybody to sit. But come on in. Find a spot. Hi, Shelly Ann. Good to see you. I don't know that I've seen your name in the chat before. Welcome. Hello, Betty Joe. Angie. Nancy Dale, hello. Hello, Nancy Dale. How are you? How are you? Hello, Kimberly. You're glad to be here? Good. Good. Hello, Artful Dabbler. Artful Dabbler, Tori. Right? Right, Tori? Is that right? Please tell me I'm right. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Sheila. Happy Drama-Free Friday. Right back to you. I'm just rolling my sleeves up. because we got to get busy. I got it. Yay, Tori. Thank you. Eventually, it sticks. But boy, there for a while, especially if I get a name confused with somebody else's name. Oh, it can be a long process getting that out of my head. So, hi, Linda. Hi, Dana. Welcome, welcome. How's Linda doing today? And the other Linda, who gets to watch afterwards, welcome, Linda. Welcome to all the Lindas. We have Lindas with I, Lindas with Y. We have lots of Lindas. Hi, Joni. It's great to see you, Dana. Hi, Barbara. Hello, Maria. Maria, I forgot where you're from. Are you from Greece? Is that right? Good for you, Angie. She says she's in the habit of making her journal page happy and pretty before she writes. Me too. It gets me in the mood to write, for one thing. But I love looking back at the pages. I love it. I'm glad I started that. And I'm glad it works for you too. Let's see who else. Hello, Nancy. Hi, Nanette. Yep, we got two Tories in the house. How are you doing, Tori? Oh, Holland. Maria's from Holland. Okay. We have another Maria, I think, that comes sometimes, who is from Greece. Hello, Athena Ducky. What a fun name. Linda McAllister. We have another Linda in the house. I tell you what, we have some Lindas. We have some Lindas in the house. Oh, you're new, Shelly Ann. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I am so glad you're here. Hi, Cindy. What stone am I carrying today? Well, I'll show you. I always have, I think I probably showed these before. I haven't changed them out for a while. Have not changed them out for a while. So, you probably saw them all before. Well, I may have added one more. Yeah, I may have added one more. So I'll show you the stones that are in my pockets. It's funny that you would remember that. I must have made an impact. So let me get in here where you can see them. Okay. So these are the stones that are in my pockets. This is fluorite. This is fluorite. This is a wonderful stone just to feel in my hand, in my pocket if I'm feeling stressy. This is a wonderful stone. This is an amethyst. This is a piece of ametrine. It's a combination of citrine and amethyst. Beautiful stone. Just gorgeous stone. It sparkles, and see the sparkle? So it flashes and it's wonderful. It's just, yeah, it's a combination of gold and purple and lavender. It's wonderful. This is Appetite. So this is Appetite. Hi, Jenny. Oh, I don't know, Jenny, how long we're going to play today. It's hard to say. Hard to say. And then this one, a friend of mine brought this to me from Colorado, and I cannot remember the name of the stone. I'm going to have to look back, but it grows, or it's formed like this in the shape of a cross, but I can't remember the name of it. Maybe one of you guys will know. Hello, Judy. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Arlene. Let's see. Anybody else that I missed? Hi, Tracy. If I missed any of you, hi, Carla. If I missed any of you, my apologies. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So anyway, those are the stones that are in my pockets. And I always carry the same, pretty much the same stones in the same pockets. If I don't have pockets in my jeans or skirt or whatever, God, it's been years since I've had on a skirt. But if I don't have pockets in it, yeah, it's bad news. Gotta have my pockets. Yeah, it is a black stone, but it's the shape is cool. Hi, Virginia. I do too. I love the crystals. I have a big, it's not huge by any means, but I have a pretty good sized crystal collection that I've, and rock collection. I was always fascinated with rocks when I was a kid. You know, we would travel, and I was the last of the line of kids, so I got to do a lot more traveling with my parents than when there was 5 kids in the car. And hello, Anne. Oh, your son is a geologist. Oh, cool. Yeah, ask him if he knows what that is. I have it written down someplace, honestly, but I don't know. Cannot. Wasn't coming to me. Anyway, I love the stone. I just don't know what it is. So anyway, we'd travel, and I probably have told this a million times. So if I did, just fast forward or, you know, pretend you didn't hear me saying this. Sorry, I got an extra light on from when I was taking a picture earlier. Had turned it off. And we'd go to these, you know, travel stop things. One of them was Nickerson Farms. Another one was Stuckey's. There was a beehive, and I can't remember the rest of them, that would be along the highways. And they always had these containers, like a column that would have individual containers that would have all these stones in them. And even though I didn't know anything about rocks or crystals or anything, I just loved those. And I always wanted them. And my mom and dad just thought that was, you know, silly. They just always thought it was silly. Yeah, I don't think it's obsidian. I don't think it's obsidian. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what it is. Hello, boy, I don't know how to say your name. Is it Lizama? I don't remember. You may have told me before. You may have told me before. Why do I carry the stones? I just carry them because I love... Hi, Kathy. I love the way they feel in my pocket. There are, you know, if you are into the spiritual significance of the stones, and I think sometimes that everything's energy. Let's face it, everything's energy. And so the stones do carry energy, and I'll just leave it at that. So I carry the ones that feel good to me. I'll just tell you that. Hi, Jenny. I don't know, Jenny, how long I'll be on. I don't know. I never know. Usually around 2 hours, but who knows? Saurolite. Okay. Saurolite. So Dorothy did geology as a subsidiary subject. Oh, that's really cool. Saurolite. Interesting. Hi, Chris. Lizama. Okay. Where are you located, Lizama? Are you in, I don't know. I'm not going to guess. Okay, Mina. also known as the fairy stone. Wow, interesting. I just, that doesn't even ring a bell. That doesn't mean a thing, no. Oh, you're going to take me to the grocery store? Okay. Well, we'll go with you to the grocery store. I hope you find everything you need. Is CB here? Did I miss CB? Yeah, hey CB. All right. So, first of all, I want to welcome everybody. I came on just like a couple minutes early. I always have this thing where I'll come on early and we'll chat. Then we can jump right into doing something. Well, that never works. So, anyway. STAUROLITE. Okay, thank you. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Josie. Hello, Mama. Mama is learning. Mama, what's your name? I don't know. Hi, Sylvia. It's right. Let's have a wonderful Friday for sure. Okay, for sure. It is okay. Thank you for mentioning that too. It is Drama-Free Friday. We're still around the world. We're still in a lockdown, isolation, quarantine kind of situation, or various flavors of it. Various flavors. And so because of that, Lazama, you're in Florida. Is that where you are? I hope that's how I'm supposed to say your name, honestly. Drama-free grocery shopping, that is right. I love that. I love that. Sherry. Okay. All right. Lazama. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I really don't like to mispronounce people's names if I can avoid it. Do all the fun stuff by 3. Okay. So anyway, the world's crazy. Still crazier than it was the last time we talked. I can't change it. I can't do anything about it. I'm not going to harp about it. In fact, I'm not going to talk about it. And we're not going to talk about it here either. Okay? See my head? We're not going there. There are plenty of other places where you can have discussions. You can express opinions. You can express, whatever you need to express. This is not one of them because we're here to be drama-free and to just pretend that everything's fine with the world. Everything's fine, okay? It's not going to hurt you to pretend for a couple of hours that everything is fine. Believe me, it's okay. Right? Right. Yeah, Hobby Lobby, first time in 3 months. We went there was it a week ago? About a week ago, we went to Hobby Lobby. And it's funny, I walked in and I felt like, oh, I don't know if I'm safe in here. It's like, it's just how everything changes your perception and, yeah, it just does. It changes your perception of everything, doesn't it? So, hello, Cindy. We have another Cindy in the world. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you liked it, Sylvia? Oh, good, good. Well, yeah, I just put up a preseason class for using placemats and making them into pouches, which was not an original idea. I just took the idea and adapted it with some different techniques and stuff. And this week I have been working on the, I will show you. So those of you that are members of How to Get Creative, it's going to still be a little bit before I have this class done. It was many, many, many hours. Don't feel sorry for me. Many, many hours of recording that all have to be condensed, shortened, edited, and turned into something that is watchable. But I'll show you where we're headed. In the class, I'm going to show you how to make a different style or a different flavor. Let's call it a different flavor of fabric paper. So all of this is fabric paper, and so it is felt on the back. Lots and lots and lots of techniques in this. This is the actual one that we're doing in the class. So, like I said, lots of hours in that. Just recording. Don't feel sorry for me, I'm telling you. Here's another version of it. So, a different version. So different colors, same stuff, different colors, different patterns. And then here's the other one. And I'm sure you can tell why I did this. Hopefully you can see them. I'm sure you can tell why I chose to do this at this period of time. I started this class before everything went crazy in the world. I did. And then I got my creativity. I don't know about anybody else, but my creativity kind of got shut down when everything kind of went sideways. Hello, Beth. Hello, Kui. So everything kind of went sideways, and then it took me a little bit to kind of get myself regrouped and get back in the swing, and enough. No more drama. Anyway, suffice it to say, I have spent this week in front of a camera, in front of multiple cameras, recording. So, hi, Sandy. So anyway, you know, because sometimes you just need, you need to remind yourself to breathe, because if we don't remind ourselves to breathe, we end up holding the breath. Not good. Not a good plan. So anyway, that's coming. The placemat pouches class was the preseason class, and there's a tips and tricks video up that is making a different style of fabric paper. In case you didn't know, fabric paper is one of my very favorite materials to work with. I love making it. I love using it. I love figuring out how many bazillion different ways I can figure out to use it. Every time I do it, it's different. I love me some fabric paper. Anyway. I'm glad you guys like them. Please don't get, hi Cheryl. Chris needs Barb's on sign. Yeah, there you go. Hi Nancy. So anyway, they're coming. The class is in process as we speak. I finished up the last of the filming this morning before I came on with you guys. So yeah. Okay, speaking of which, VIP class is tomorrow. Okay, VIP class is tomorrow for VIP members of How to Get Creative. And your email will go out later today. I did not have a chance to get it out before I started. And so you check your email later for details. And that is that. Also, I want to remind you, I don't know if she's here. Cindy, yes, it does help. You know why she wanted to know if meridian tapping works on drama. You know what it helps you do is it helps you to, hi Brenda. I just saw somebody say hi Brenda. I didn't see her name, but anyway, hi Brenda. And anyone coming in, hi Marilyn. Anyone that comes in, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, and please know that I'm glad you're here, even if I don't call your name, because chat starts moving. Barbara Clark, I don't know if I said hello to you, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. See, I do that. I watch the chat, and then I lose my train of thought. Where was I? Oh, well. I don't know. I sidetracked myself. Meridian tapping. The meridian tapping helps with calming the nervous system. It helps you to relax. Once you relax, then that helps you be able to think better. So that's kind of the process, the way that I think about it. So yeah, there is an app. If you have a phone or iPad, there's an app called the Tapping Solution. They do have lots of free. It's something you can buy. And have access to all of the meditations on there. Most of them are pretty short, but there are some that are free, and they have a whole series on there for people dealing with the coronavirus, whether they're dealing with it or they're dealing with their emotions around it. So there you go. I have no, hey Brenda, there I see you. I have no connection other than I am a supporter of theirs because I really like the work they do, and they've really been helpful for me. So there you go. Hi, Terry. How's Beth today? Hi, Jan. Oh, Beth's better. Oh, good. I'm so glad. So anyway, mandalas. Those of you who know Sarah Evans, she has a YouTube channel called My Serenity Crafts. If you don't, I should say it differently. If you're not familiar with Sarah Evans, who is My Serenity Crafts, I suggest that you go and sub to her channel. Okay? I don't know if she's here. Okay, Dana. I don't know if she's here, but if she is, whether she is or not, I'm shouting her out, okay? She is doing the most incredible wood-burned mandalas right now. She's doing them on circles, rounds of in different sizes. She did many on paper as well, but I'm telling you, if you think that I'm mandala crazy, I don't hold a candle to Sarah Evans. I'm telling you, she just goes, she has taken it in a okay, Barbara, that's great. She's taken it in a whole different direction than I have. I've done one wood-burned mandala. I was going to get it out and show you, and I thought, I will embarrass myself showing this, so I didn't. I happened to see that, and I was like, oh, she's almost embarrassing me here. But you know what? If anyone gets inspired by anything that I've shown or that I do and they take it way beyond what I do, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that I could be a catalyst in some manner. So anyway, she is doing incredible things. And Sarah does lots and lots and lots of different kinds of creative arts. And she does everything from polymer clay to painting to, if Sarah and I lived in the same town, we would drive each other crazy because it would be like fireflies because we both have so many varied interests. So many this wide variety of interests. And so we really enjoy many, and not all the same things, but many of the same things. But Sarah will take them, and where I will do this much of something, Sarah does this much of that thing. So she really explores a creative art to the max. And so I really enjoy and encourage you to take a look at what she's doing. So it's really, she does beautiful, beautiful work. So having said that, I don't know if she will. Yes, she does. Yeah, and Barbara says, and she does it with a wood burning tool. Yes, she does it with a wood burning tool. It's incredible. She does some of her pieces with just the wood burning tool. She does some where she adds some color to them. She's very, very creative. Mandalas are oh, good, Nancy. Well, I'm not sure that we could say that I'm the one that saved anybody, but I am very, very happy that I can help somebody maybe discover something that is meaningful for them. But I understand what you're saying. I do. So anyway, when I was talking, I'd left a comment for Sarah on her video because I had it going in the background while I was doing something else. And those of you, this is like the next level, okay, for mandalas. I was telling her about a book, and I'm not sure that I said it was a book. I think she might have thought it was a YouTube channel. But anyway, I thought maybe some of you would be interested in this as well. This book is The Lotus and the Lily. It's by Janet Connor. I was going to get a link and put in the description box for you. But my Amazon, I could not get logged into my Amazon account to get the link, blah, 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 blah. Not your problem. Anyway, so if you just go to Amazon, look it up, or go to whatever bookseller you like to go to, you can find it. Having told you this, you can read this, and some of you are going to agree with it, some of you aren't. I understand, totally get it. But it's next level mandala stuff because it goes into the spiritual component of mandalas. You can believe it. You can choose not to believe it. Totally up to you. This was a really meaningful book for me. I have notes all the way through it. I read books with a highlighter and a pen in my hand, and usually a notebook beside me. It's a little out there, but I will tell you, I created a mandala as a result of this book. I created a mandala that hangs in my office and that I use every single day. I created it in 2015, I think, and I use it every single day. It is not like the mandalas that I draw. So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you, and I wanted to let Sarah see what I was talking about in case she watched the video. Okay, enough of that. Hey, Laura. Janet Connor is a podcast too. Yeah, she's really an interesting person, makes you think. I do keep religion out. Religion and politics and all that stuff, I keep it out of Drama Free Friday. So I debated as to whether I was even going to show that, but I decided I would. So there you go. It is, Deborah, isn't it? Her pyrography. That is the hardest word to say, pyrography. Feels like you're going. Okay, so that is that. Okay, that's all the crap off my list. I also told you that I was going to show this to you because last week I showed you that tag book that I did about my dad. And to be quite honest, I don't know what we're going to do today. So if anybody came here, thanks, Beth. Guess what? Guess what, Beth? I remembered. I'm trying to get the camera set up here so you can see it. It's on my desk. Okay, here we go. So this is the canvas that I told you that I was going to show. And hi, Lauren. And so anyway, this is a canvas I did back in 2013, November of 2013. So it's been a while. Okay. I did this on Ustream, and so that's been a while ago, hasn't it? So it's a mixed media piece. It's a canvas. It's mixed media stuff in the background. There's stenciling and there's dimensional paint. I'll give you a close-up here in a minute. There's dimensional paint. There's these butterflies. I don't know where they came from. I cut them out of something. But I don't know what. I think I must have printed them off. I think that's what I did. I think I printed them off. Hello, Creative Space. Danielle, right? Danielle. Hi, Denise. I hope I'm right. Am I right? There's several people who have creative in their names, and I get them all mixed up and confused. Any hoot. Danielle is Creative Space. I got it. Yay. So anyway, this is my mom. This is about my mom. The background is all different kinds of mixed media stuff. The clouds are cardstock or watercolor paper, probably cardstock. Welcome, Danielle. And so it's got, I don't know what I did back there. I honestly don't know what I did. It's been too long. I have definitely slept since then. There's a story I have about the butterflies, and that's why the butterflies are on here. And my mom's name was Grace. And so this is, I put this down here. Again, I don't even know where I got the letters. This is a fabric banner up here, and it says, Grace must find expression in life, otherwise it is not grace. And it's a quote by Karl Barth. So there is actually, my mom loved purple. Can you tell? Purple and lavender. These were buttons that were in her button box. Can you see the dimension of those buttons? So surprisingly, they've stayed on here. So this is purple pearl cotton. So I strung it. There's actually a string of it that goes all the way from one button to the other. And then this is just little fabric banners. I forgot. There's another word for these. What is that? What is that word? People call it something other than banners. What do they call it? It's a name that's not familiar to me. Bunting? Is that what it is? Bunting? Something like that. So anyway, what I did was I took where I made the tag book about my dad. Bunting. Okay, thanks. I thought that it struck me all of a sudden. What I did was I took tags. So these were tags, created tags, like, ones you buy that are already made. And then I just cut them into house shapes. And so there's different kinds of house shapes. There's some little ones. I don't know if I saw this it's been so long that I don't know if I saw this someplace or if I just decided to do it. I don't know. No clue. Unless I write it down, I have no idea. So anyway, these are pictures of my mom when she was a baby and when she was a little girl. All of these were printed off on an inkjet printer. And some of them I had only tiny little pictures like this. So all of these are copies from those pictures. I love this one she has on this. See that hat? Isn't that funny? My mom was born in 1911. So she would have been a teenager in the 20s. There's some of these pictures on here she absolutely hated. She hated this picture. She was a school teacher. She taught school back in the time where you couldn't be married when you taught school. So she didn't teach school very long because she married my dad. And but this was one of her pictures when she was a school teacher, and she hated that picture for whatever reason. So there's all different little pictures here that I had found in her stuff. And let's see, this one, this one I think is her wedding picture. This is definitely her wedding picture here. And I think I don't know if that's the same. That might have been her going away picture. And this is her mother holding my mother. So this is my grandmother holding my mother. And let's see. This is when she graduated from high school, I think. So some of these are, because they're so small, I've reduced them way down. They're hard to tell. And this picture right here, which you probably cannot see. I'm sure you can't see. I'm going to see if I can hold it up really close. Right there. She's holding a baby goat. That's a baby goat in her arm. And I think she maybe had a bottle in the other one where she was feeding the baby goat. We had goats when I was a kid for the milk. Say hi to Popo. So anyway. Hi, Mary Beth. I had really thought that I would make one of these about my dad. I just have never gotten around to it. Okay, so I'll read this to you. I said, I created this canvas during several weeks of use. So several weeks. This is the history of it. I didn't even remember. I put this in the back of the canvas. For several weeks beginning on November 1st, 2013, which would have been my mother's 102nd birthday. All of the images are copies of those I've collected. They span age 3 months to her early 40s. Mom's maiden name was Grace Margaret Jones. She married my dad, whose last name was Smith, on June 17th, 1936. And after that, she went by Grace Jones Smith most of the time. Trivia. Mom's favorite color is lavender, so the basic color scheme is shades of lavender. The houses are tags that I cut into random house shapes. The butterflies are particularly meaningful for me, as another caregiver always sent butterflies and rainbows when one of us was having a tough time. The day of my mother's funeral, I was totally surrounded by butterflies, which had never happened to me before and has never happened again. Mom loved a beautiful clear sky, so of course I had to include some pretty white clouds. Mom loved to see the seasonal flag flying outside her window when she lived with me, so the little banner seemed to fit. I found the quote about grace, and I loved it because it began and ended with grace. The buttons that hold the banner are from Mom's button box. It was a good way to celebrate my mother's birthday month. So that, I wrote that, and then I put it on cardstock, and then I just have it in the back of the canvas. And I do that frequently if I do canvases, so that I have the story that goes with it. Because clearly I can't remember. Right? So there you go. Okay. So anyway, there is that. I told you I'd show it to you, and I did, because I even remembered. So let me get this out of the way. I have some great pictures of my dad, too, that I could make one of those for him. I just haven't ever done it. I did a tag book instead. So anytime you're doing something, that is a memory of some kind, I highly encourage you to write about it, okay? Write about it and include it somewhere with it. Okay. Oh, thanks, Beth. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, so let's go back to this art journal page, shall we? I've been trying to get done for literally weeks. Okay, so let's see if we can make something out of this. I just keep moving it from this pile goes from one place to another to another. Yeah, so this is the tag book that I was telling you about. So this is about my dad. I showed that last week, I think. So what I have here, we did these 2 art journal backgrounds. So this was the last one I did. This was the one before that. They'll knock your eyes out, but I think this will look great with a black silhouette of some kind on top of it. I don't know. So anyway, this is the background that I have not touched since we were together last. Have not touched it. Get all my little Goo-Gah out. As I've told you many times, my journals always have all kinds of stuff stuck in them. There's even stuff back here on another page that I didn't finish. Where is it? And here. I didn't finish this one either. This was the one we did when everything first went upside down. And I finally found some toilet paper. Found some toilet paper and stuff I'm going to add into my little grocery bag there. But, to commemorate all that noise. Anyway, so here's the page. So I thought the first thing I'd do is I would prepare this tag, because this came from... this came from a piece of mixed media paper that I did. Actually, I think I did this in a life book class. I'm pretty sure that's where this came from, and I never did complete the page. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use it. It's a piece of mixed media paper, so it's nice and thick, so I cut it into a tag. But it disappears on the page, and so we're going to play with this tag a little bit to kind of bump it up a little bit. And then I have some stuff about my dad that I thought, maybe I'd put a picture, some flowers or something on it. I don't know. We'll see. It does kind of look quilty. Bye, Lizama. Okay, so this is the tag. So we're going to move this, because we'll come back and do some stuff to this in a little bit, because it hasn't improved any since we looked at it the last time. So what I'm going to do, I have a sanding sponge. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand. If this drives you crazy listening to this, you might want to mute now because I'm going to sand for a minute or two. If I'd had my wits about me and the time, I would have done this earlier, but I didn't, so I didn't. I didn't, so I didn't. So there you go. So I'm just using a sanding sponge. If you don't have a sanding sponge to do something like this, you could use a nail file or sandpaper. And I know this is driving some of you mad, so just mute me. And once you see this stop, you can unmute. I just used a commercial tag to get the shape. All right, it's good enough. We can stop. I've stopped sanding now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some ink around the edge. So this is cobalt, which is one of my favorite colors to edge things with. I used to use jet black all the time. For whatever reason, I got into using this cobalt, and I really like this, so that's what I use now. 9 times out of 10, I will use cobalt archival ink. It's softer than black. I mean, there's sometimes when black is the best thing to use, but I don't know. I like the blue. That's the kind of mood I'm in, to use blue instead of black. But the next time you see me, I may be into doing black. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Hi, Sandra. Has Ray showed up today? I haven't seen him. I think Clausman's here. I don't know if Ray has he popped his head in the chat. Usually when I start talking about him, he'll show up. Make his presence known. Alright, so enough of that. And then my little sponge that I use leaves these little crumbs of ink. So I just clean them up using one of these. If you don't have one of these in your creative space, it's a lint roller, you need one, okay? You need one. Just saying. Alright. So let's take a look at the images that I have. Hey, Carissa. Good to see you. All right, let's look at these images. I have an image of my dad in a couple of sizes. Might use this one. Some of these are inkjet. This is an inkjet one. So it may run. You know, if it does, it does. If it does, it does. Hey, Paula. Yeah, pick up your flying UT. That's right. Journal Artista is Paula. If you hear my air conditioner come on, don't worry. It's going to sound like a jet engine roaring in the background, but we have entered the time and space where it is a warm here. Okay. So I think I'm going to cut this out. Because it just seems like this would be the appropriate thing to put on this tag. So let's cut it out, shall we? Let's cut it out. And I'm going to see if I can leave a little border. He's working in a greenhouse here. Working in a greenhouse at the university where he was teaching at the time of this. You know, here's a funny thing about, I'll try and work while I talk at the same time. Otherwise I just stop. I stop and I just talk. You know, when you're a kid growing up, you grow up thinking, oh man, my parents are ancient. Well, first of all, my parents were older than everybody else's parents because I was born when they were 42, or I think they had They might have been, I don't know, they were either between 41 and 42 or 42 and 43. I don't remember. How would I know? Anyway. So they, both of them grade pretty early. And as a result, I thought they were absolutely ancient because all my other friends, their parents had, you know, dark colored hair. My parents had gray hair. My mom was always concerned that I would grow up and think they were my grandparents, which, you know, is what it is. Today, it's not unusual for people to be in their 40s or older having children. But it was then. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking that I might put this on this tag. Hi, Debbie Boring. How are you? Hi, Shauna. So there's that. Every so often I gotta stop and have a little sippy sip here. I do. Did Ray show up? In amongst your cleaning? Okay. Something I should be doing. Instead, I'm holed up in the studio. All right, then I thought, just because it would be fun, we'll put a pop of color. Okay, which one of these? I'm not going to use these. Okay, those are out. We'll take those out of the equation because we're not using those. Those just happen to be on this sheet that I printed out. So we're going to take those out of the equation. So which one do you think we should use? Let me number them. Okay, let me number these and let's see what you guys think. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Hey, Shelly. Clausman's here. There he is. Race hadn't shown up yet. Okay. So tell me which one you think we ought to use. I'm just curious. I'm not saying I'm going to use what you say. I may overrule. You think I do kind of, I really do kind of look like him. So you guys never do help me. You never do help me out a whole lot because it's going to be split. Yes, it is. How's Shelly? I miss you, Shelly. 2, 3. Okay, nobody's voting for 4, so we'll strike that one. Carlos is 3. Shelly says 1. Oh, Tracy says 4. Put the image in front of the flowers. I'm going to put the flowers in front. Yeah. I'm going to put the image in front of the flowers because I want the image to be color on top of the black and white. Oh, Nancy voted for 4. Okay. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so we have a lot of 3s. We have a lot of 1s. What else do we have? A couple 2s. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this out, and we're going to look at it, and we'll see. These are just inkjet prints. The color could completely change by the time I'm done with it. Could completely change because it could run. I've done nothing to these. I haven't sprayed them with anything. They've been sitting here for about a week. What, a week? Yeah, a week. So they're good and dry. That doesn't mean they're not going to run. Although with my El Cheapo inkjet printer, I have pretty good luck. As a rule, if I don't get them super saturated with moisture, I have pretty good luck with them not running like crazy pants. My dad was, he was a teacher. He started out actually working for a company called the Joy Floral Company. Can you imagine? Is that not a cool name for a flower establishment? The Joy Floral Company. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And he was the greenhouse manager of the Joy Floral Company. And this was back in the 30s. So they got married in 1936, so it was probably around 1937, 1938. Do you know, this is a pointless trivia. Pointless trivia. My mother, they lived in Nashville at the time. My mother, although she was married and had no children at the time, my mom had a woman who helped her clean and keep, they lived in an apartment. It was just common. It was the way it was done. I mean, when she first told me that, I was just aghast. I'm almost like, I still don't have anybody help me clean. I won't say I never have. That's good. That's good information. Distress glaze helps keep printed stuff better. That's cool. I don't have any of that, but that's a good idea. One of my friends, way back when I was working, I had a retail store, and then I also I worked in another store, and our son was, he was probably around 10 or 11. His voice hadn't changed, so he was, you know how young he would have been. And hi, Sophia. Exactly, it was a different world, absolutely. And we had a video camera. It was brand new. I am all over the place today. Can you tell? We had a video camera, big video camera. Predates all of the cell phones and all that, of course. And so the video camera was new, and we never kept stuff away from our son. Never did. You know, if we had something, he could use it. And so my friend, who she was staying with him, and she was also helping me clean up, because I'm always in a perpetual state of, this place is a disaster, you know, it's one of those. And so she was helping me, so I would pay her to stay with him and also to do some cleaning for me. So I gave her extra money, helped me out, took somebody taking care of him. Everything was good. Well, anyway, he was following her around this one day, because the video camera was new. So he's following her around with a video camera, shooting this footage of her. And this was footage that was recorded on little cassette tapes. And you had to have an adapter. This tape went into an adapter, then you put it into the VCR, and then you could play it on your television kind of thing. We still have those little tapes somewhere. I don't know that I have the one that he shot of her. Anyway, he's following her around, and she taking pictures of her, and you can hear their conversation, and she says to him, "You better not be taking pictures of my behind," because of course she's bending over and doing stuff, and all you hear in the background is this little high-pitched giggle, and he's going and you hear that behind her. And I'm telling you, and then she just carried on telling him he better not be taking pictures of her, and they had quite the relationship at that point. Anyway, so funny. So funny. It was just so funny. Anyway, I digress. I told you, I'm all over the place. Okay, so we have a flower cut out. We have this image, and I'm thinking that we might put this flower, because I don't need the scale. I don't want the scale. I want it to be unique. So what do you think? What do you guys think? Anybody? 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 Marilyn uses pomade for stabilizing fabric ink printing. I don't know what that is. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so far we have some yeses. And Marilyn says no. Too pink for him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's too pink, does it? Crafting Mama says no. Too pink. It's all right. It's just an art journal page. It's just an art journal page. We don't care. We don't care, right? Don't like it. Too soft. I love reading the comments, but as I said, I'm going to turn around and do what I want, right? Let's do this one. Let's cut this one out. We'll cut 3 of them out. And then who knows? Then I'll decide. I may overrule and use that one because I love this. Anyway, my dad worked at this floral company as the greenhouse manager. And I don't know how old I was. I should do this where you can see it. I don't know how old I was, but I think I was an adult by the time I knew this. And my mom told me at some point, it could have been after my dad was gone. I don't know. But anyway, my dad lost his job. It was in the 30s. And my dad lost his job. And it was very hard on him because he was doing his absolute best possible, because that was my dad. And he lost his job and never knew why. Back at that point in time, nobody had to tell you. They could just tell you that, you were done. And my dad had his master's degree. It wasn't because he was uneducated or didn't have enough education. Maybe he had too much. I don't know. Anyway, so he lost his job, and it was very hard on him. I don't know how long he was without a job, and during this point in time, I don't know if they had, I think my mom must have been pregnant with their second child. Anyway, somehow he ended up, I don't know how, but he ended up applying for to be able to teach at the university here. And I don't know, there had to have been a connection somehow, because my dad was not the kind of person, even back when he was a young man, to have take a lot of initiative. So anyway, he ends up getting this job, which is what brought them to the community where I still live. All the rest of the people in my family have moved away, but I stayed here, which was fortunate for my parents, I'll tell you that. And my dad was eventually became a professor. I'm just going to leave this on here, even though that's a flower in the background. My dad was a professor for 37 years. We'll just cut all these out. What do you think? Why not? So anyway, who is a professor? He eventually went on to get his full professor, whatever, credentials. Let's just call them credentials. And my mother loved to tell me that it was the best thing, him losing his job was the best thing that ever happened to them. And I've thought about that a lot, because, it makes you, more than once I have reflected upon those words. When things were not going well, I have reflected upon her words. My mom never offered very many opinions of her own. She much preferred to go by my dad's opinion. Pardon me, but she was very staunch in her opinion about how this was the best thing that ever happened. in their lives. That, yes, it was very hard on him and so forth and so on. Anyway, years down the road, after my dad was gone and I was having to move my mom, clean out their house and blah, 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 blah. And I wonder I can do this and talk at the same time. Anyway, I had to go through his file cabinet. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Nobody went through my dad's file cabinet, ever. That was like private space, man. Private space. And nobody ever told me I couldn't get in his file cabinet or look in his file cabinet. It was like, you know how there's unwritten rules in families? Well, that was one of ours, man. Don't get... It just never was it was never even a question, right? Okay, so we got that one. All right, let's do this one. Oh, Christy, is that right? Hi, Deborah, in case I didn't say hello to you. So, anyway, all right, let me whip this one out. Let me whip this one out and we'll see how it looks. We'll decide, okay? I just saw what Paula wrote, that noticed that I was moving the image and not the scissors. That is true. That is true. That is a lesson. You know who that's from? You know who taught me that? Carol Duvall. Back a long time ago. That is the first place that I ever saw Tim Holtz. Was on Carol Duvall's show. I have actually had people tell me that I remind them of Carol Duvall. I don't know if that's a compliment or they're just telling me I'm really old. I don't know. This week we celebrated our anniversary, by the way. Yep, celebrated our anniversary. I've been married many more years than some of you have been alive. Oh well. Sometimes that's just the facts. It's just the facts. All right, so that's what we have to work with. So let's take a look. Oh, how funny, Debbie. Debbie was on Carol Duvall wearing a pizza box hat on her head for Club Scrap. How funny. Yep, anniversary. Isn't that funny? Yeah, he was on the show several times. 47 years. Claus Man used to say to me, he'll probably give me grief about this, but when somebody would ask him how many years he'd been married, he'd always say like 10 or 15. And then he'd say 10 or 15 out of whatever the number actually was. That's not bad. No, he'd say what he'd say is 10 happy years or 15 happy years or whatever. And then he'd say that's not bad out of, 25 years or whatever. Yeah, we've been married 47 years. Mm-hmm. I know, I don't look 47. I'm like APG Jamie. I'm 49 and I'm sticking to it. I was 2 when I got married. That's right. I was 2 when I got married. For real. Okay. So here's our choices. Now I'm going to cut off all this extra stuff, right? So it's going to be like this. All right. So we have that one. All right. So then we have this choice. I think that's not enough color. I like the shape of it, but not enough color. This one has been cut off. This one has been cut off. Yeah, so, yeah, this one's out. I don't like the shape. So we have that one that's white. We have this one that's peachy pink. Or we have these, and then I'll draw in some stems. All right, so what are your opinions? I got married at 3. I got married at 3. No, 2. Beth said I was 2. I did get married really young. I did get married when I was really young. See, you guys, there you go. Beth changed her mind. The mums. Purple, purple, purple. You guys are all voting for purple, so we're going with purple. Shall we go with purple? All right. Okay. I don't care. Maybe we'll put these in the background. You just never know. All right. Let me get a brush and some matte medium, and we're going to put it down. See, I knew you guys wouldn't all agree. Hi, Garland. So how did I celebrate 47? You know what we did? We gave each other cards. And then, let's see, at the end of the day, we went to the grocery store where Hy-Vee is, or where Starbucks is really close to our house. It's just a few blocks away. So we went there and we got a coffee. This is late in the afternoon. And we agreed, we have one restaurant that we really like to go to. And neither one of us are very comfortable going to a restaurant at this point still. And so we agreed that once this is all over with, we'll go celebrate our anniversary properly at the restaurant. Hopefully it'll be in business. And we'll go do that then. So how do we... And I think the rest of the time I worked up here. So in other words, you could say we didn't. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. So how do you celebrate, right? You just celebrate by remembering. All right. Okay. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Janice. Okay, so let's go back to here. My cruddy. This is a Tim Holtz mat that I've put on a board. And so that's why it is seems rigid. And it's filthy because I did alcohol inks on it. And alcohol inks will wreck, literally, your Tim Holtz mats. So this one is now forever relegated to cruddy, crappy, whatever. We were together. We were together because there any place to go. That is for certain. That is for certain. It's crazy out there. It is crazy out there. Yeah, it is crazy out there. All right, this is matte medium. Golden matte medium is what I'm using because it's what I like. I've tried all different kinds of things. Collage Page I like too. That's a good one. I don't like Mod Podge. It is not my preference. I've said that many times. And it's mostly because I don't like the smell of it. There are a few things I don't like the smell of. Another one, and don't shoot me, but I don't like the Finnabair waxes. It's like, oh my gosh, I have 2 or 3 of those, and I'm like, put a clothespin on my nose when I get those out. I know people love them. I'm just not one of them that is in that camp. It's like, ugh. Anyway, you know how it is? Sometimes there's just things that you just don't like. All right, so we're going to put him down here. I know most people love them, and they rave about how great they smell. Not me. So anyway, I'm not a Mod Podge user. In fact, I threw out an entire container of it when I was cleaning up. All right, now this is going to wrinkle and carry on because it's just an inkjet print. We can't stress out about that. Can't stress out about that. And it is going to, the ink's going to run and move. Yeah, see, I don't mind stays on. Isn't that funny? We all have those things. Yeah. Chris says she doesn't like it either because it sticks with her all day. I'm like that too. It's like if you could give me a version of the Finnabair waxes that don't smell, I think they're wonderful. It's a great product, but man, I gotta be and they maintain that fragrance long term. And I'm like, oh, I have projects I've used them on. I have 2 canvases that I can see them from where I am, but they're far enough away from me that I don't smell them. It's, we just all have our things that we like or we don't like, right? Okay, I'm just gonna press this a little bit. Oop, good thing we're putting flowers over that. Okay, don't do that anymore. I just ripped off part of the picture. Don't do that. They're just inkjet prints, Barb. They're just inkjet prints. So now let's see if we can creatively cover that up. Yeah, every once in a while I just, oh, you're so dumb sometimes. Sometimes you're such a ditz. All right, well, that was fortuitous. It covered it up. Hey, Becky. I don't know. They smell sweet. Somebody else can probably tell you. I don't know. Some people just love them. I get it. Because there's some things that I don't mind the smell of at all. And other people think I'm crazy. I don't like perfumes as a rule. There are just a lot of things I don't like the smell of. Can you see that? See that purple on the end of the brush? That is what's coming off of this. So I don't dare touch it one more time, because if I do, they're going to run like crazy. Yeah, Angie doesn't like roses. I mean, we all have our things that... Exactly, Beth. Exactly. It happens. The shizzle, as Crafting Mom, as Shelly says, the shizzle happens. All right, I'm going to hit this with a heat gun. First, I got to plug it in because I had it unplugged because I was using my sewing machine. So excuse me while I disappear for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to warm this up. We all have our things, stuff we like, stuff we don't like. It's just the way we are. Now, when you least expect it, the shizzle rises up to get you. I've had my entire life disrupted by shizzle. On more than one occasion, let me tell you. And it's a good thing. I have a friend. He was actually a very important teacher in my life. And he is a person who, I haven't seen him in a long time or talked to him in a long time, but he absolutely knew what was coming. He just knew. Don't need to go into how, why, or any other thing because I can't explain it. Anyway, he would know when things were going to happen or what was coming or whatever. And I used to think, that's a really cool gift to be able to have. And then a few years down the road, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't know. I don't have that ability. I'm so glad I don't have that. That is one thing I do not need in my life. If you knew when the good stuff was coming, it'd be one thing. But when you know the bad stuff that's coming and you're just having to brace yourself for it, oh no, that is a curse, man. That is not a blessing. That is not a blessing. Darlin has developed a bit of love for the Pritt stick. That must be a glue stick, right? Oh, really, Debbie? Oh, no. No, I'm really glad I don't have that. I'm glad I don't have that. This is matte medium that I'm using. Okay, it's just matte medium. So there's no gloss to it. No gloss. It is matte. And I've put a little glue on the back of that because I can see it coming away from the corner. All right. So I need a glue pen. This is my glue pen. Because it's so bent, it no longer is good for any kind of sewing thing. I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of tacky glue. Yeah, it's definitely not. There have been enough things that have happened throughout my life. See how this didn't stick? I'm going to put some glue on it. It's like, oh man, I'm so glad I didn't see that coming. Glad I didn't see it coming. It's kind of like, you know, if there was it's like there have been a few things where it's like, oh, I see the light in the distance. I didn't realize, as the old saying goes, it was a freight train instead of the good thing. It was the freight train coming. Didn't realize it was the freight train coming. Yeah, okay. So a little bit of tacky glue fixes everything. Is that right, Debbie? Wow. Yeah, don't tell me anything. I don't need to know anything. My friend told me a couple of things which I absolutely were so contrary to what I could imagine that I thought he was full of beans. They absolutely came to be exactly as he said. I'm like, oh man, that is not a gift I want. I'm happy to exist in my ignorance. I'm happy to exist in my ignorance and just deal with stuff as it comes along. Yep. All right. So there we go. Are you guys happy? Are you happy? Are you happy? Hey, Signa. Good to see you. All right, so we got some happy people in the audience. That is good. That is good. All right. So let's take this off. I do like the way that tag is coming together. You guys did a good job. You did a good job. Although I would have been just as happy with this big giant rose. I'll use those for something else. All right. Let's take a look at this page. Have you ever known anybody that can just wander around in stories and thoughts as much as I do? Sorry, but we're going to have to zoom out a little bit. And then we'll have to zoom back in because Focus You Freak is not cooperating. Come on. Come on, camera. Oh, the camera's going to go wonky. Yeah. Okay, hang on a minute. Sometimes this camera just doesn't want to cooperate, so hang on a minute. I'm trying to get my camera to cooperate with me. It's just not going to work. Okay, we're going to use this one. Oh, thank goodness we have multiple cameras because the other one is just not working. So you'll get a different angle, okay? It may not be the one you like, but it's the one we got. It is the one we have. So the perspective is going to be a little wonky, but it is what it is. Because sometimes I've got to take some time and switch out a camera. And I just haven't been able to do that. Anyway, I don't know why it is being such a pain in the... Yeah. Race and I need to spend some time doing some technical work. Yeah, anyway. All right, I'm not going to mess with that any longer. Don't let me do it any longer. Okay, so here is the tag. And I have this whole bag full of zipper scraps. Okay, these are zipper scraps. Yep, zipper scraps. And I thought what would be fun to set this away from the page would be to put this zipper business around this tag. I thought that would be a fun thing to do. I'm not going to let you vote because I'm going to just do it. I'm not going to let you vote because I'm just going to do it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some score tape, and I'm going to use that to attach it. And we'll probably give it a little glue to back it up, just because sometimes it's good to reinforce. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, my poor camera. All right, I'm just going to turn it off. Maybe if I give it a rest, it'll straighten itself out. You think? Oh, goodness. Such problems. Such problems I have. Okay, so we're going to see if this works. I think it will, but, you know, we'll find out. All right, we're going to go down the sides first. And guaranteed I will wish I had done something different, but this is what I'm going to do. I did put it in timeout, Beth. I absolutely did put it in timeout right now. Said, you're out of here. You are out of here. Okay. Don't think I'm going to be able to navigate these little bitty pieces going around the side here. I don't know. I might be able to. I just thought it would be fun to do and a way to use up some of these zipper tapes. Let's just go for it. We'll just build it one thing at a time. We may spend the next 40 minutes building this tag. And then at some point I got to finish the page. Hi, Peter. For real, we've all been in timeout. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? It's, you know, here's one of the things that is interesting about this, because I've been thinking about this. It's a problem when you get me thinking. I've been thinking about it because my emotions, I don't know about you guys, but my emotions about all this stuff have gone all over the map. And I have been angry, and I have been frustrated, and I have been, let's see, what else? You name it, I have been that thing. And I finally got to a point where I thought, you know, I was going to put glue on this. I'll put glue on this, and then I'll want to take it back off. But, you know, it's a tag. It's a tag. I have more of the background. I have more images I can print out, so it doesn't matter. Does not matter. Just do it, you know. Anyway, I have experienced all kinds of emotions, and I finally got to the point. All right, I got to quit talking so I can think for a minute. Finally got to a point where it's like, okay, it is high time that you get to a place where, okay, so there's that, where you can find the blessings in this, because whether I like it or not, it is occurring, right? It is occurring. Cut the zipper and it'll bend around. That's a good idea. I didn't see that before I started this. I didn't see it soon enough. So we're just gonna build it one little bit at a time. That's what we're gonna do. Because I didn't see that suggestion quick enough. It's a lot better when you can get to the place where you go, there are blessings in this. I just have to figure out what they are. You know? It's a lot more comfortable space to live in. Well, those scissors just are for crap for doing this. Poor scissors. All right. Am I saying it's easy? Nope. Am I saying that I pitched a fit during the whole thing? All right, let's go the other way. Yep. Did I rebel against it? Yep. And do you know that absolutely not one single bit of my attitude changed anything other than me? Didn't change anything. So, finally got to a place of acceptance. Yeah, acceptance. It's been a lot better since then. Like, it's going to last as long as it lasts. There is, and my being upset about it is not going to change a thing. So I better just have a little talk with myself and get my proverbial act together. I almost said something else. Almost said something else. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. That's right. Okay, so we can just add this. All right, I'm just going to keep building. I'm just going to keep adding zippers around. Now I am. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? Okay. I'm going to give up on the score tape on these little bitty sections. I'm just going to go straight for the big gun, just straight for the glue. Okay. You can make flowers out of zippers too. And Marilyn said she put these around owl eyes. That's a great idea. So, I'm just saying that sometimes you just have to have a talk or two with yourself. Okay, this needs a little bit more. Where's my glue pen? I lost my glue pen. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more glue under this zipper tape right here. All right, let's put this back on. I know, as I said, I know this angle's not your best angle to see exactly what I'm doing, but it's the one we got today. Let me turn my camera back on and see if it's had its time out yet, if it's ready to work. Looks like it might be ready to work. Let's give it a shot. What do you say? Well, look at that. Timeout helped it. Timeout helped it. One of my very favorite quotes. One of my very favorite quotes. Hang on. I'll share it with you if I can find it. From short break for a commercial from my Mandala Madness inspiration cards. I need to open this. I don't have a package up here that's open. Just got to get this package open. Hold on a minute. Oh goodness, they shrink wrap these so nicely. But man, oh man, when you want to get into them, I'm telling you, it takes a fat minute. Look at the camera. It's being so nice. All right, if I just leave it alone. It just throws a fit every once in a while. Absolutely throws a fit every once in a while. And we just have to tell it who's boss. We have to tell it who the boss is. That I be the boss of you. Okay, brand new deck of cards. All right, let me find my favorite one. If you don't know what these are my Mandala Madness inspiration cards. They have positive words on them. Talk about timely in the world that we live in right now. It's a great thing to have. They also have instructions on the back for ideas for adding to your artwork, especially to mandalas, but they don't have to just be mandalas. All right, where are you? Where are you? Hello, where are you? I know you're in here. I must have zoomed by it. Oh, there it is. This is my favorite card most of the time in the whole deck. See that word? See that word? And there's a quote on the back. It's appropriate for today. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Yep, including you. By Danielle. Yep. There you go. There you go. All right, camera. Cooperate with us now. Don't make me put you in timeout again. Don't make me put you in timeout again. Okay. All right. So far, so good. All right. So let's come back and we'll put some more glue on this side. I should have a piece of zipper first, so I know that I have what I need. So it's about that much. It's just being such a pain in the butt. Come on. Just cooperate. We're going to have to, whether I want to or not, I'm going to have to do some technical maneuvers here, man. Not today. Not today, not today, not today. Okay. So let's put this on this little bit right here. Bye, Linda. So I just choose to look at the situation that I've been dealing with, along with everyone else in the whole world, as just simply a time. Now, I didn't get to this point easily or quickly. However, I finally just decided it was going to happen whether I wanted it to or not. So I've decided to look at it as a chance to unplug. Although I haven't unplugged from the internet, I have unplugged from the frustration. Yeah. All right, so there we go. So we'll trim that off in a minute. And now we have a little piece across the top and across the bottom. I do think this is cute. Don't you think that's cute with the zipper teeth on it? I think it's cute. Hi, Mary. You can get them straight from me. They're, the link is in the description box below the video. Yep, right below the video. Right below the video. Okay, so I'm going to put this right down here. And then I'm going to put some glue on it. And then we're going to stick another piece of zipper tape. You guys are going to look at me like, you mean we have been here for all this time and all she's done is stick stuff on this little tag? Like, Yep, you are right. That's what she did. That's exactly what she did today. It was either that or nothing, because I literally have not had time to do anything else this week. I still have to record another whole class tonight. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. And even on the days when it feels really stressful, I'm still doing what I want to do. So I'm very grateful that I get to do what I want to do. All right. Zipper. Let's put some zipper on here. All right. I wonder if I can... Do you think I can cut this straight across? Oh, let's see. Chance has gotten so... Oh, I got to tell you the funniest thing about Chance. Last week, the Marriottier was here, and she was giving me a bunch of grief about what was in my trash can. She might need to do, I don't know, she was going to do a page or something about what was in my trash. And I told her that she better include cat puke, because that was a lot of what was in my trash can, because I have cats with goofy stomachs. And Chance didn't used to have any problems, but he does now. So anyway, last night, and these cats, if their stomach gets messed up, it will be messed up for not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times, but it will be messed up a whole lot for as long as it takes. Literally, it will take as long as it takes before they're done. And Chance didn't used to have any problems with this issue, but he does now for some reason. And Charlie has always, since he came here, has always had a sensitive gut. And I think it has to do with how much time they spend grooming each other. But anyway, so last night, Chance, poor guy, his tummy got upset. And so when that happens, I just stop what I'm doing and I just follow them around and I just take care of their situation as it happens, right? Well, clearly his belly was really bothering him. Hang on, I gotta figure like I'm doing this upside down backwards and I don't do that very well. Okay, come on here. Anyway, his belly was upset. And so I was cleaning up after him. And he clearly was not feeling well whatsoever. And so he climbed in the litter box. And then he puked in the litter box. And I thought, well, that was certainly handy. And that was very handy. I told him how much I appreciated that. I mean, it was just, that wasn't what he was intending to do, but it was so funny. Hi, Mickey. Oh, my goodness. Yes, it is my dad, Signa. Hey, Debbie. Oh, gosh, it was so funny. Poor guy. Poor guy. He was in distress. I gotta put some more glue on here. Get back my little glue thing, my little glue pen. Poor thing. But it was funny. I couldn't help but just laugh. I mean, sometimes it's very frustrating when you have, they're both what you would call senior animals now. And with senior animals comes unique things that you have to deal with, you know. And so it's not always fun, but that was funny. That was funny. I'm like, I just had to stop and just laugh about it, because it's like, Chance, only you, my friend. Oh, they are grumpy old men. They are. These two. I'm trying to think how old they are now. I think they're about They're either 12, sorry, my throat just went crazy. They're either 12 and 13 or they're 13 and 14. Charlie's a year older than Chance. Okay. See? Isn't that getting cute? It's getting cute, don't you think? I think it's adorable. I think it's adorable. All right, one more piece of zipper, and it will be zipped. It will be zipped. All right, hopefully I can manage to get the angle of that in a little bit, and I'll worry about cutting out the hole after a bit. Can't worry about that right now. Yeah, I'm just really not sure of their ages. I'd have to go look them up. Since I didn't get them, they came to me from someone else, and so they came here when they were 5 and 6, but I can't remember exactly how long. How sad is this? I can't remember exactly how long I've had them. Hey, Colleen. Okay. You love Fridays. I love Friday too. And I'm glad that you all are willing to just hang out for a drama-free Friday. Yep, it is drama-free Friday. All right, I'm going to get rid of all these little bitty pieces of this stuff. Do not let me save this, okay? Tell me don't save this. Furthermore, tell me don't dig it back out of the trash. You guys do that? You guys do that? Bye, Signa. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you in the chat. Yeah. Is that funny? Poor old Chance. Threw up right in the litter box. Like, oh, bless you for that. Bless you for doing that. All right, let's put this over here. 'Cause, golly, we better save the zipper. Yeah, so this is left. The reason I have all these leftover zipper tapes is from classes where I always start with a longer zipper than necessary, and because it's much easier to work with a long zipper than it is with one that is exactly right, because it's never going to be exactly right. It's always going to be a little too short. Anyway, that's why I have all these excess zippers. Now this one is usable. I can keep that. I can keep that one. It's okay. I give myself permission to keep that one. Who knew this could possibly take this long? Who knew? All right, getting rid of that. And let's see, I'm going to whack this out so I have the hole exposed. Shelly says she's dug many things out. I know. That's why I said, don't let me do it. So I said, don't let me do it. Don't let me dig stuff out. Don't let me dig that back out of the trash. I can't tell you how many times I have done that. So true. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Glad I am not the onlyest one who does that. I should just put a little bit more glue than I think I'm going to need out on my table. Instead of having to squirt it out 1,400 times. All right, I think you're about glued on. Ta-da! Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da! Yeah, cute, huh? Cute, huh? Welcome back, Jenny. Beth doesn't take it out of the trash because she doesn't throw it away. There you go. Hi, Margaret. So anyway, I have all these zippers because of the classes, and so I tend to work in color, lots of color, and so that's why I have all of these color full zipper scraps. That's why I have all those. I don't know what that is. Who knows? Anyway. So you see, it even says on the bag, zipper scraps. I know. It's a sickness, people. It's a sickness. This keeping of stuff is a sickness. Oh, goodness. Okay. So there you go. All right, let's get away from the glue so I don't have a problem there. What time is it? All right, we're going to be on here for a few more minutes. Not too many, probably. All right, here's the art journal page. All right, camera. I'm going to come this way for a minute, and then I will just adjust this one. And give it time to sort its little self out, because we like it. We love you, camera. We love you, camera. Okay, there we go. It worked. Okay. So I'm going to set this off to the side when I put this in place. And the reason I'm going to put it off to the side is because I'm going to put something else. I'll add some text, a quote or something. I don't know exactly what. Whether I'll use a quote about flowers or a quote about something, and I'll do that. I'm not going to do that on camera because it takes me too blooming long to figure that stuff out. So I'm going to do some doodling in the background. The first thing I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to ink around the edges. Something I learned from Journal Artista, aka Paula. Look, more junk stuck in here. I thought I got all that out, but no. Yeah, Craft Supply Hoarders Anonymous. Isn't that the truth? So I'm just going to ink around the edges. Sometimes I do this with paint, but in this case, my cobalt blue ink pad was on my table, so I do like edging around the pages. It does help to frame them and kind of give your eye a place to kind of rest. And I like that, so. And then I'm going to have to clean up all the little spongy bits from my inking tool, which is just a piece of cut and dry foam, Ranger cut and dry foam. And I just clean up the little stuff that crumbles off of it. Except I get my little lint roller full of all kinds of other stuff, including lint and stuff off my mat. But it helps me to keep from getting the ink all over whatever I don't want to get it on. Hi, Pat. Yeah, exactly. Paula is the composition notebook queen, let me tell you. She is. She can do wonders with a composition notebook, for sure. All right, we're going to see if we can manage to get a little bit of ink in here. So we truly have the page framed. Good enough, good enough. All right, so now I'm going to doodle a little bit around on some stuff. Just because. So I'm going to see, let's see if the paint pens are going to be our friend today. So this is black. I do love the way this turned out. I do love the way this turned out. You guys made a good choice there. Yeah, you made a good choice. And I'll add something. I'll put his name or my dad or something up there. I don't know what. Who knows? You guys did good. You did good. All right, so this tag is basically going to go down here somewhere in this corner. So most of this is going to get covered up. Therefore, that's where we're going to start. All right, this is a black Posca pen. Paint pen. I'm not going to try to be real neat about this, okay? I'm just going to doodle, and my best thing about doodling or adding detail, whatever you choose to call it, is to just go for it. Just to go for it. Just go for it and do it. So, has anybody got plans for the weekend? That's almost funny, isn't it? It's almost funny for us to even think about that. But, you know, things are beginning to loosen up a little bit around here. So, you know, who knows? You might have some plans. You might be able to have some plans for the weekend. I am so glad for what I do because I get to just... There's a good thing and a bad thing about working for yourself. And the good thing is you work for yourself. The bad thing is you work for yourself. Scheduling. Like I was recording at 1:15 this morning. You know, that by itself is a little bit ridiculous, but I was doing something that I really wanted to get done, finished with, and not have... Well, that is pathetic, but, you know, maybe the tag will obscure some of that. Well, we'll just make sure it does, because that petal is just atrocious. Anyway. I am grateful every day of my existence that I get to do what I do. Living in gratitude is definitely a better state to live in than a bunch of other states I could think of. It's not a state I've always lived in. I used to live in the state of frustration. I've also lived in the state of fear. Let's see, what else? I'm telling you, the state of gratitude is a much better state to live in. And what they, whoever they are, tell you about keeping a gratitude journal, those are some wise folks. Okay, let me see if I have a piece of... Yeah, let's clean off the tip. All right, I'm going to go to a white Posca. Indeed, Debbie, indeed. That's a good thing. Although I've been, you know, I think she popularized it. I've been counting my blessings for a long time, you know, which is just another way to express a gratitude journal. Every morning, one of my principles that I repeat out loud is, just for today, I will choose to count my blessings. Just for today, I will choose to count my blessings. Just for today, I will choose to give up worry. Just for today, I will choose to give up anger. Just for today, I will choose to be kind to every living thing. That is very hard for me when it comes to spiders, flies, and mosquitoes, however. Yeah. Oh, I try. And just for today, I choose to count my blessings. That is part of my routine every morning. Every morning. Every single morning. And let me tell you something. If I miss a morning and I miss adding that into my day, you know what happens? You can tell it. You can tell it. I can tell it. Everybody can tell it. Yep, everybody can tell it. Bugs not included. Not really. Ugh, they're probably important little beings, but oh man. And not all bugs, just, you know, the really annoying ones. Oh man, I have a hard time being nice to them or grateful for them. There's probably some reason I should be, but yeah. Okay, so I'm just adding a few little dots there. That gives it a little bit of texture, and then I'm going to come back in with something else. Let's see. I have some gold in here. Oh, whatever color is this? What color is this? Let's see what this is. Maybe copper. I don't know. Let's see what color this is. Kind of rose goldish. All right. I don't know what color it is exactly. We'll use some of this. We'll use some of this. Let's put some of this in these too. Just to bump it up a little bit, so we've got a couple of colors. These were foam stamps that I used in the background. I recorded this a couple, I don't know how many weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? I don't know. Anyhoot, it's back there. If you want to know how this was done. I really didn't like this page when I was working on it. Like, oh golly, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then after it sat and it dried for a while, I kind of liked it, you know? Kind of liked it after a while. Agreed, Carol. Agreed. Brenda has a COVID Corona home journal made out of a Nutri-Grain box, copy paper, and jelly-plated pages. Oh, that's cool. What a cool idea. I've heard of people doing that with scrapbooking. It just kind of gets all wrapped up into my basic daily journaling. And, you know, I journal in those... this is my favorite journal to use. Like, and I cover them with rice paper or something, and so this ends up to be my journal like this, my daily journal. These are moleskin. They're the traveler's notebook size. And anyway, I was listening to, well, no, what I was going to say, it's like the train jumped the track for just a minute. Golly. I must have been on here too long because the train has just about run out of steam. I remember I go back to my journal where this whole thing started, and I can track my attitude shift through that. And I'm now into my, I think it's my third journal. Yeah, my third journal since this whole thing started. Who can believe that? Who could have known that? Who could have known that? Anyway, okay. So back to this. I was trying to change cameras on the wrong thing. Okay. So this is a metallic teal of some kind. So we're going to add a few more little dots in here. Because we can. Just because we can. Put a little color, more color in here. So we got some white, we got some teal, we got some coppery rose gold color. Oh, those of you who like stencils, Patty Tolly Parrish is doing the streaming all weekend on behalf of iStencils, and she is, oh goodness, her channel name just flew out of my head. Somebody put it in the chat. They have a really fantastic sale going on, and it's a site-wide sale. What's Patty's channel name? Somebody here will know. Anyway, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was from scrapbook.com, I think. And all right, I'm going to switch to some gel pens. Inky Obsessions. Okay, is that the channel name? I just have her in my list of subscriptions. Inky Obsessions. Okay, you can see it there in the chat. Tammy Bitgood. Hi, Tam. Wrote it in the thing. And there's the coupon code from Debbie. So anyway, if you're in need of stencils, it's a good time to stock up. All right, so these are Moonlight Gel Pens. I have 3 sets of the Moonlight Gel Pens. Why do I keep them in the containers like this? Just so I can show you the packaging. And this is another way that you can get them. So these 2 sets like this are in this one set. This one set I got from Jet Pens. These I got at Hobby Lobby, the 2 sets. So anyway, you might find them this way, you might find them this way. Any hoot, that's that. All right, so we're going to use some of these. So anyway, the iStencils, and they have, like, I think she said over 3,000 designs. Yeah, you might be there for a while. You might be there for a while looking around, just saying. Okay, so I'm going to put in some little petal details here. Just because I can. This is the kind of thing that I love to just sit, you know, with a box of pens. It's why I like doing mandalas so much, because this is the kind of stuff that I can just have the TV on, or a podcast, or something else going on, whatever. I can sit and do this kind of stuff for a long time. I'm just trying to call out some of these. One petal has definitely got some weirdness going on. And every once in a while, you know what, I'll think, oh, no, went one step too far. Seth Apter is good about saying that, you know, I forgot exactly how he phrases it, but one layer too far, that's what it was. You don't want to stop one layer too short, and you don't want to go one layer too far. Yeah, it's a tricky balance sometimes. Tricky business, as Paula says, right? Tricky business. Sometimes creativity is a tricky business. I appreciate each and every one of you being here today. Thank you so much for spending time with me and listening to me rattle on. I was going to tell you the story about how you can't give up in life. However, I got sidetracked with other things, so somebody can remind me to maybe I'll be able to get back on that track and tell you that story another time, huh? It's just because things are a certain way today doesn't mean they're going to be that way all the time. Definitely. Okay, let's try this color. I'm just trying to marry some of the colors. Yeah, white pen on black pages. Absolutely. Hope I'm not making you just completely dizzy by spinning the book around, but is what it is what it is. If I don't spin the book around, my hand goes at the goofy angle, and then I don't get those wispy ends on these lines. Sometimes the lines go outside the outline. You know, you just can't worry about that. Cannot worry about that. Okay, so we've got a few things going on there. And then what I want to do, I want to bring this green color in, because I have this green in the background. And I'll see if this is what I like. If it's not what I like, I'll do something else. I'm just going to check it down here. Yeah, it's going to be all right. Okay, so. Except it's not dark enough. That's okay. We'll call the spots out with this color just a little bit. It's just adding another little bit of color. Hi, Shoo. Thanks, Mary. Good to see you. So I'm just calling out when I see one of the circles, I'm just calling it out. The thing about gel pens that's tricky, these Moonlight Gel Pens, is that you have to wait a fat minute for them to, for the color to come up, okay? Because it will take a minute before you really will see the full impact of the color. So sometimes you look at it and you go, oh, what is the matter with this pen? Well, it just has, the ink has to dry. Pardon me. There's another flower that I totally missed. Yeah, totally missed that one. What color did I use in there? That was this. Yeah, that has been an interesting series. I haven't watched him live. I usually watch the replay of Tim on his blog afterwards. I'm not a huge Facebook person. Okay, so and some colors of these Jelly Roll pens take longer for the color to appear than others. Okay. All right, let's tell the camera to be really nice, and let's see if it'll let us zoom in. You gonna let us zoom in? We'll sneak up on you, okay? Be nice, camera. Let's sneak up on you. Yeah. It just takes a fat minute. Sometimes it takes longer than a fat minute for it to just straighten itself up. This camera has got a mind of its own today. It's okay. We'll be nice to it. All right. See any more spots? Do we have any more spots? I don't see any more spots. I don't see any more spots that I want to call out, so I think we'll leave that alone. I'll use a little more black. And I'm just going to put a few little marks here and there. Just because we can. Okay, so we kind of got that. All right. And now I'm going to add just a few little black dots into the centers of these flowers. Just because, you know, sometimes I don't have a reason. Just like some pollen is kind of spilling out of the center of the flower. Our little rainbow-ish, little rainbow-ish flowers. All right, so we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. If anybody has any final questions for me, stick them in the chat in all caps or anything you want to say. And I really appreciate you being here. Cats are being quiet, so I'm not going to get them out today. Because from experience, when they're quiet, we leave them alone. Because they talk enough as it is. Whew, can they talk? Those two. Last night, Charlie was sitting on the floor in here, and he was talking nonstop. Because at 11 o'clock p.m., they are used to having food put in their bowl. Now, mind you, they had food in the bowl, but they wanted new food put in the bowl because that's just the kind of cats they are. And he would not hush up until I obliged and put food in his bowl. Once I put it in, he went over and sniffed it, walked away, and he was fine. Did not eat it, only sniffed it, walked away. But the routine had not been altered. Yeah. I know, such problems, right? Such problems I have. But boy, can a Siamese cat wear you down. Whoo-wee, can he wear you down. It's like water torture. Okay, so I don't know what else I'll do to this. I may come in and actually add some Inktense pencil in on it as well. What pens work without running with paste papers? Okay, what pens work without running with paste papers? I'm not sure what you mean running. After the paste paper is done and completed, okay, it's gonna be ornery again. Come on now, come on now. All right, we'll just go over here. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to fight the camera anymore today. Nope, not going to fight it anymore today. So here is the page as it stands at the moment until I do something else to it. I don't know what else I'll do to it. Who knows? And so, and then we'll put some, I'll put some stems, or I'll draw some stems and do some doodling on the tag, similar to what I've done on this, where I'd used the Jelly Roll pens and accented various and sundry things, because I like that. So you can see that throughout this little book. There's lots of Jelly Roll pen details. You can see it a lot right here. So anyway, I'll do something like this on the tag. And then I'll add a quote and blah, blah, blah. Will I get that done in the next few days? I don't know. It's possible. You never know. I'll finish it. Either now or some other time. You never know. Find out how old the cats are. Okay, so Marilyn, are you talking about after? Like you've created the paste papers and you've put them down and then you're trying to use pen on top of it, or what? Oh, thank you all. It's not finished yet, but it will be eventually. I have no compulsion to finish anything except my classes. The rest of it, art journaling for me is just fun. So anyway, bleeding out. So I'm assuming what you're talking about, Marilyn, is that you've made paste papers, you're going to use them in something, and then you're trying to use pens with them on top of it. First of all, you got to make sure that they're super dry, completely dry. I mean, really, really like bone dry. And then you pretty much can't go wrong with the Jelly Roll pens. The Moonlight Jelly Roll pens, in my opinion, are great, or paint pens. That's what I like. That's what I use on top of anything, whether it's paste papers or jelly roll or jelly plate prints or whatever. That's usually my go-to is paint pens and Jelly Roll pens, the Sakura. Absolutely. You are welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me on a drama-free Friday. We managed to keep it pretty drama-free, didn't we? And I'm happy about that. So thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy. And I will see you VIP members tomorrow. Check your email later today or in the morning for information. Okay? I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.